Look how fabulous Kate looks. This is winter, spring, summer, and fall. I often, like a baseball team, get shut out when it comes to buying clothing because all of our sweaters are so very, very popular that by the time I get off the air, because, you know, just because we finish presenting it, I coined a little phrase, shopping backwards. Just because we finish presenting it does not mean that you have to stop buying it. And so I think a lot of people go back, put it in their cart, make sure you're clicking checkout. This is a top-rated piece, and it's one of my favorites. I actually own it in a color that is already sold out, but it is one of my favorite things because it's like, I always say, dumb jeans, dumb top, put this on. Wow. I wear this all the time. I travel with this because it's easier to pack up than a regular sweater. And look, it comes in the natural, which we really had a hard time finding this week. And I'm in that little elbow length sleeve sweater. You don't have to be in a turtleneck. You don't have to be in something heavy. I also find it is one of the most flattering pieces. It's one of the easiest gifts because it's open, so you don't have to worry about it's going to fit her, it's going to fit right. I literally love, love, love this piece. I'm not the only one. There's 125 five-star reviews on this one, and this is literally customer top rated, just back in stock. You got to get it. It's a gift. It's any weather. If you say, oh, I can't buy Aaron sweaters because I get kind of hot, I don't need a sweater, or I live in California, or I live in Florida, this is yours. First things first, we have 1,100 left. Oh, man. All right, here's wicker, 250. Then as we come in close, we'll notice these are what we call the marled yarns. So some of these have like several tones in them. This one is our gorgeous berry, 150. Here's a color we haven't seen yet, and I know it's limited. It's called mist marl. That's last call, 2 dozen, but think of the mist from the waves as they crash against those gorgeous cliffs, maybe the Cliffs of Moher if you've ever been there. Our own Kalina Gindel was engaged to on the Cliffs of Moher. Isn't that sweet? I know. And I silly looked at it on Instagram and I'm like, oh, you're in Ireland. And all of a sudden I look back, I'm like, wait, you're engaged. Oh my gosh. Here is black, often hard to find, very New York chic with faux leather. How many on this one? 150. Oh my goodness gracious. Mercy sakes alive. I had a teacher who used to say that. And then we have it for you in our gorgeous dark teal. 200. Look at the tones of green in that teal. And then I am in what's called natural, which normally in Ireland would be the only color that you're going to get, but there's only 200 left. This is fabulous. It is made of merino wool. I literally love mine, and I don't think there's any other sweater under $100 today. So like we said, this is great if you live in a really cold climate and you want to put your winter coat on. So I'll often wear this under my Arctic expedition jackets because I don't have to worry about the sleeve, but it can be long, it can be short, it can be anywhere. It's awesome. And Karen Costello is joining us. You know, Karen, I think you probably know this, that in your current crop of fabulous sweaters, this is my favorite. I wear it all the time. It took me a couple years to get it because it was always sold out, but I'm not surprised. This is another top-rated garment from you. Really fabulous.
Yes, I think it's a lot of people's favorites. And I think there's a number of reasons for that. One, of course, is that primarily the fact that we are looking at a vest here. So, I mean, 90% of our garments obviously are, fully sleeved garments. But I think a lot of people like the idea of having a sleeveless vest. It's very practical. It's very convenient. It's very easy to work with us. Not having a garment sleeved, down to your wrist. It lessens the chances of getting it damaged in whatever work you might be doing, and it just makes you feel, I think, a lot freer, as you work, whether that's in your garden or in your home or in your office.
Right. And also, we have different length arms. Like some of us might be not necessarily petite, but we have long arms, or you have short arms, and the sleeve is always an issue. Plus, it's literally one of the most flattering things you'll put on. It's awesome. I've even seen people belt it, so you can belt it if you can. Like, look at Kate. She has a springy shirt waist dress on that she just popped the sweater over. It makes the outfit. That's why it's top rated. And so in the wintertime, I've worn this with a turtleneck and jeans and boots. I've worn it in the springtime with just a little crisp blouse. I mean, I've actually never worn it in real life with just the 3/4 length sleeve or elbow length sleeve top, but I really love it. But I'm going to give you an update because we're down to fewer than 800, and that's amongst all the colors. So Kate and I are in natural. This is a color that is rare on the air, which is funny because it's really, if you're in Ireland, pretty much all you're going to see. We have 150 left. And then it might be next year before we see this again because it is lovingly made in Ireland. This color is called wicker. So if you want to get something a little bit deeper than mine, but more neutral, 170. This stunning color is berry, 100. I don't even know if I should say the words mist marl. Okay, that's gone. Mist marl is gone. I remember when Kieran brought out mist marl and I was like, oh my gosh, that's such a pretty color. Also black, like this is something I see in my daughter walking around the streets of a big city with like skinny jeans tucked into boots. We're fewer than 100. And then we have it in coming close, that dark teal, but look at all the tones in the dark teal. It's like the way a peacock's feather just so beautifully sparkles in the sunshine. Only 150. And like we say, fold, don't hang. We hang the sweaters just to show them to you. It's easier on air, but when you get them home, we want you to fold them and put them on a shelf or put them in a dresser drawer because that's not going to pull on the yarn. And you know, I think it's funny, Kieran, because we often don't talk about how hard these are to make. Like they're machine made, hand assembled, all in Ireland, but it really is a true work of art in order to get this cabling and get the stitching so perfect that you do.
Yes, it is. And just remember as well that there is a total on average of 100,000 stitches, you know, in every one of our garments on average. So that will give you an idea of the work that goes into these. And of course, a lot of work begins before the garment is even made, you know, so we all have the designers working for us. They spend, you know, days and weeks trying to come up with the very best designs, trying to stay true to our values and making the maximum use of all of those wonderful Aran stitches. And even though you are correct, obviously, that these garments, while they're not hand knitted, nevertheless, each garment goes through, on average, 16 separate pairs of hands.
Wow. So
there is a huge element of loving handwork and craftsmanship that goes into every garment regardless. So it's important that people would remember that, and you know, it's what gives these garments their value.
Yes.
I mean, these are the real deal, these are the authentic Arans, you know, every last piece, every last stitch made in Ireland. Right. Always.
Well, my friend Kieran had one other item in the show, and it was a one-time only value, and it was literally posted with a sold-out sign, so that's gone. This is headed in the same direction. We only have 450 left, for goodness sake. It's one of my favorites. It's the easiest gift because it is an open, easy vest. So, you know, if you think you're in between two sizes, it's okay. If you're a little larger here than you are here or vice versa, it's okay. And one thing that Kieran and his team did that I think is so brilliant, on the side, this is called the basket weave stitch. And if you notice, it's a little flatter than the raised stitches of the cabling. That is very flattering. It's also very comfortable, and it also makes the garment super fluid, as you can see. So, oh my goodness, we're fewer than 100 in every color. So fewer than 100 in the natural, under 100 in the wicker. Ditto, we already lost a color, obviously. Under 100 in our berry. Black is now last call, so that's not even 100, that's dozens. And also our beautiful dark teal, fewer than 100. Kieran, thank you so much. Congrats on the sellout on the one-time only value. And it's our 34th annual St. Patrick's Day celebration. Is it time for me to